We are here with New York University women's basketball after their sectional final victory against the University of Scranton. We have head coach Meg Barber, junior guard Belle Palekia, senior forward Natalie Bruns, and graduate student guard Megan Bauman. Coach, if you could just start with an opening statement on the game.
Well, I'm ecstatic for our program to have gotten over the hump, having stopped in 2 Elite Eights the last 2 seasons. And this was a goal of ours to move on to the Final Four and to do it at home in front of such a supportive student base, family base, friends base, people coming out of the woodwork to cheer us on just meant so much. Obviously, an incredible opponent in Scranton. I thought, they made a lot of in-game adjustments that were, just really strong. And fortunately, our team was able to stack together some really solid bench play today, and just some really solid defensive effort in the fourth quarter to stunt their comeback attempt. And I honestly just want to thank the NYU community, Jason Pina, Janice Quinn, everybody who just grinded to make this such an unbelievable home environment for us. I know our players will remember this forever. I certainly will. And it just means so much for the growth of our program.
Natalie, talk about breaking through after 2 Elite Eights, getting to the Final Four. How are you feeling?
I mean, obviously I'm pretty emotional. This has been something we've been working for since, not even just last year when we lost in the Elite Eight, but 2 years ago we saw, what Hope was able to do in that environment. We just wanted to be able to have that for ourselves. So, knowing that it's years and years of work that we've put in and actually seeing that through, it's a feeling I can't really describe.
Belle, you've also been with the program for a couple of years. Microphone. Talk about what it needs to get this far, and talk a little bit about your night tonight. I know it must have been agonizing for you with the 4 fouls and then having to sit on the bench for a while.
Thanks for that one. But no, I am just so excited. I'm probably going to start crying in a second, but really like to do this with this group of girls. I couldn't be more excited and proud of every single one of them. I'm so happy to do it on our home court with all of our fans, basically all of NYU athletics there. It's really, like Ron said, it is undescribable, the feeling that I feel right now, and I'm so happy. But yeah, that's all I have.
Megan, as the new kid on the block, what was this experience like for you thus far and moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's been unreal since the day I stepped foot at NYU. The program that coach and the players have built, and the legacy that's been carried on and the traditions that have been carried on, I think just speaks to the volumes of how great the team has been in the past several years, making it to the past 2 Elite Eights and now making it to the Final Four. I feel like I haven't been here, but I feel like we've gotten over the hump. Myself at Babson also, but I feel like we've gotten over the hump, and now we're going to celebrate tonight and then look forward to next week.
Coach, someone asked me earlier today who's the best player at NYU, and I said it depends on the day. You talk about Megan Bauman, you were playing the second half of your triple-double and handling the press.
Wow, I didn't realize that. 10, 11, yeah. Her growth this year with our program and just being a catalyst with the ball in her hands, and also just being a coach on the floor is really calming for me. We trust the ball in her hands, so the whole fourth quarter it was kind of space out, let her have the ball, let her make decisions. And I know the team trusts that, I trust that, and just, having a floor general is a really fun experience as a head coach. And obviously for Bauman, she came here for a reason, and the team chemistry of everybody finding ways to play together has played to her strengths, and she's also found ways to sacrifice a lot to play to the team's strengths. So we know that, I wouldn't be surprised on the night that she actually shot the ball and scored 20, but she loves to be a facilitator. She's as selfless as they come, and our team really thrives off of her ball movement and how selfless she is. So she fits right in with the NYU culture and has been a dynamic point guard for both the UAA and nationally for D3.
And one follow-up, one extra question. Last night you talked about Natalie being a unicorn on defense, so she defended an All-American shooting guard last night.
Yeah.
Tonight she defended an All-American power forward. Talk about her. I'd like to hear your perspective on her as a coach, as a defensive player, and then Natalie, come to you and talk a little bit about the difference defending two very different players.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Bruns is wildly intelligent. First of all, credit to my assistant coaches who put together a phenomenal game plan and scout, and you know, really look at what spots we can take away when we're playing these players, because obviously at this point in the season, you know, you're facing players that are 2 and 3 level scorers. So I thought Nettie Respondic had the lead scout and just did a phenomenal job giving the game plan this morning. I knew that Bruns was going to absorb it, and as she alluded to last night, when we have the team defense that we do and she can really hone in on one aspect, it really helps her. I mean, this one, you know, hawking the ball, you know, I mean, 1 through 5 on the court, doesn't matter who it is, they make everything difficult. So one of the big things is, you know, players not getting the ball in their spots. And then, for example, once, you know, Casey catches, it's like, okay, well now she's out of position and we trust Bruns. Obviously the foul trouble, we would have loved to not be in that situation. But, you know, Bruns is so smart with the way that she blocks shots and alters shots and just keeps her hands up that I think it surprises a lot of players. Like, oh, you're going to block my 3-point attempt? I think a lot of players aren't used to that, so it kind of comes at you fast. And she is absolutely one of the most elite defenders that I've ever seen.
Coach Barber mentioned a lot of it, and I mentioned some of it yesterday with the scouting and also having a great team behind me, but something I think that goes underrated is the team that we play in practice against every day. Obviously, you see our bench is incredibly strong, but our bench goes even deeper than that, and we're playing at some really high skill level in practice, just with scout team and all that, so I have to give credit there because they prepare us really, really well for that.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
I'm struck, I've never seen a team at this level with 3 key players shooting fouls left-handed. And I was wondering if any of you would ever, was that just a coincidence, or do you recruit ambidextrous people?
I do. I'm left-handed, so I recruit left-handed. No, we're just very fortunate that they are. I think, you know, sometimes people aren't ready for lefties, so.
Ruby?
Yeah, so Elite Eight and now into the Final Four, spending a lot of time together. How close has this brought you together as a team, players specifically?
I think an everyday grind and like a passion for basketball, passion for any sport, brings people together in like a bond that can never be replicated in anything else. And our ties go so deep with this crew. We obviously have a lot of new players this year, but they've jumped right into the culture, absorbed everything, and just along with us, just loved every single moment of it. It makes this whole process even more special when it's your best friends that you get to do the sport that you love with.
I'll say.
Go ahead.
Also another thing, NYU is not like other schools. We don't really have a campus, maybe if you call, you know, Washington Square Park a campus, but we're young adults growing up in New York City, and that experience is hard, and being a student at NYU is hard, and we get through it together, and that bonds us even more.
Coach, just a funny question. This team has grown tremendously for the last few years, reaching the Elite Eight, now you the Final Four. My question: do you think that this team would really take to the final goal that you've been looking for?
I have to scout who, I don't even know who advanced, so I have to check that out first. I'll tell you what, I mean, I would be a crazy person to not bet on this team. I mean, not that I can bet, but you know, absolutely, I think a lot of people, you know, feel that they have a dynamic offensive team. Some people feel like they have a dynamic defensive team. I think what makes our team elite is that we really are a dynamic offensive and defensive team. And because we have the culture of buying into the defensive side of the ball, we just really make it difficult for teams to play with us for 40 minutes. So I have no doubt that, you know, teams moving on will be just as prepared as we are. I'll take Nettie and Annie's preparation over anybody's. And personally for me, Scranton took me out of the Elite Eight actually in 1999 to date myself. So I'm going to just enjoy this first before thinking about what's next, because it's nice to both get to the Final Four and kind of replace my own personal loss as a player, as a coach.
One more?
Meg, you kind of segued into what I was going to ask you. Of course, you're deeply connected to this program, playing, now coaching. And I think 2 years ago we were in Michigan and I asked you after you won the first game, NYU's in the Elite Eight, first words that come to mind. But now we can take that up a level. NYU's in the Final Four. What's the first thought, first emotion that comes to mind?
Well deserved, well deserved. I just wanted it for this team so badly, for the road travel that they've been through for some of the Elite Eights, for how much work they put in. I just see them every day working together. It's not individual. It's, you know, every single player, scout team, Taylor, our manager, I mean, you name it, every single person is bought in. And I knew that they deserved it, so I think I had some nerves tonight, mostly just out of, I just really wanted this for this program. And, you know, my biggest vision when I came back here was to build something really special and to share it with the community. And so to actually be able to share how special this group is with NYU was like, I mean, just gives you chills. I said to our staff, and I was kind of going down the line the last 30 seconds of the game when I finally realized that we won. Just, you know, and like just take this in, because the student athlete support, like Belle said, and our families who have been on the road for all this stuff to be able to be at home for us it really has meant the world. And I'm just really looking forward to enjoying the Final Four experience with this group because they deserve to be there.
Thank you all so much. Congratulations.